Video games and Funko Pops seem to go hand in hand in this day. We have God of War Pops, we have Ni no Kuni 2 Pops, heck we even have NES 8-bit inspired Pops. So I decided to make a wish list. So sit back, relax, and let me tell you my top 5 most wanted video game inspired Funko Pops. Evil. My number 5 most wanted video game inspired Funko Pops is Ape Escape. This one might leave people scratching their head a little bit because no one's talked about this video game franchise in a long time. Think about it, you'd have the monkeys, Spectre, Spike, Jake, and for the chase it could be a flocked ape with the red alert Pippo helmet as opposed to the normal blue one. Now I don't think these things would be flying off the shelf because like I said, this is a video game franchise no one's talked about in a long time. But I think the bright color anime inspired style of Ape Escape would mesh really well with the Funko style, and that spells success to me. Number 4. Now if Funko ever decided to do this particular franchise, they might have so many characters and designs to make that it could get pretty crazy. Number 4 may be very obvious to a lot of retro gamers and modern gamers, and that franchise is Final Fantasy. Now I'm going to take that choice and narrow it down to more specifically my favorite Final Fantasy game, which would be Final Fantasy VIII. And if they released a Funko Pop line of Final Fantasy VIII, it'd be all behind me. I can't tell you how much I would love to see a Squall with Gunblade Pop. Number 3. Now this one I could see a lot of retro gamers loving. Are you ready for this? Metal Slug. Think about it! It could be a 3 Funko Pop wave. You have Marco, Tarma, and the Metal Slug. Man, would a Funko Pop sized Metal Slug look great for any collector. Number 2. Now this one I am actually surprised it hasn't been released yet. So consider this video my prediction that in the near future, we're gonna have this series as a Funko Pop line. Let me tell you that this video game franchise was very popular in the past. Also a new mobile app game that's coming out very soon, and they have a hit Netflix series that has already been greenlit for a season 3 before season 2 came out. And if you haven't guessed it yet, it's Castlevania. I'd love to get my hands on a Simon Belmont or Dracula Pop. Of course, with my prediction of the to-be-announced Castlevania Funko Pop line, it'd probably follow the design of the Netflix series. So instead of getting a Simon Belmont and a video game-inspired Dracula, we would probably get Trevor Belmont from the series and Alucard, and probably Dracula as well. I'm not complaining because I'd love to have the whole series on my shelf. Before I get to number 1, I do have some honorable mentions. I'm gonna go through these pretty quickly. First honorable mention, Blue Dragon, just because I think the shadows would make amazing pops. The second honorable mention is Bomberman. He already looks like a Funko Pop. I'd love to have him. And the third honorable mention is Legend of Dragoon. I grew up playing Legend of Dragoon. It's my favorite JRPG on the PlayStation. And this would only happen in my wildest dreams, and I probably should have thrown it as number 1, but I just never saw it happening, so I decided to do a video game franchise that I could see happening. So this leads me to my number 1 pick. This franchise, if made into a Funko Pop line, would be perfect. They have so many characters that would transition to Funko Pop so well. Let me tell you that if this line was released, I would hunt down every single pop. That franchise is Metal Gear Solid. Think about it. You'd have Solid Snake, Liquid Snake, Psycho Mantis, Vulcan Raven, Sniper Wolf, Revolver Ocelot. Heck, you could even have a 6 or 10-inch Metal Gear Rex. It's so perfect that I think Funko might actually make this line in the near future. Now, will they follow the original Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation like I'm thinking? Probably not, but they'll probably start with a future Metal Gear game that Konami will produce at some point. But that would open the door for Funko to create more Metal Gear series and at some point, hopefully make the original Metal Gear Solid line. And there's my wish list, guys, of my top 5 most wanted video game inspired Funko Pops. In review at number 5, we had Ape Escape. Number 4, the Final Fantasy series. Number 3, Metal Slug. Number 2, Castlevania. And number 1, Metal Gear Solid. And if you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. And remember, if you like this stuff, to like, comment, and subscribe. And in the comments section, I would love to see your wish list of most wanted video game inspired Funko Pops. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you next time. Evilly out.